Welcome back to Limbus Company Daily Mirror Dungeon. 1 year ago today, the final part of Canto 4 released. It's a funny anniversary. That was the first Canto to be released since the game, launched, so it was a big moment and that sort of thing. So I'm running, running a full Season 2 team with all, the big Season 2 IDs and stuff, right? Not the event ones, just like the main Canto ones. It's a very interesting team because compared to the other seasons, it's super scatterbrained in what it wants, right? We should also prioritize the Canto 4 floors for the bit. Because I went with Rupture because I didn't want to go Tremor again, but like there's a bit of Tremor, there's a bit of Rupture, there's a bit of Sinking. It kind of didn't seem to be able to decide between those, mainly Tremor and Rupture, but didn't super heavily lean into either of them, right? Because, you're sinking in self-tremor technically, but not really. I didn't bother bringing Rose Banner Merceau, because you can only bring 6 people, so I just pulled someone with a full rest gauge instead. But Rose Banner, charge and tremor. I guess there's a fair bit of charge too, but all the charge is secondary, right? Your Rupture, you're sinking Rupture, but also technically kind of tremor, because you got a tremor burst, but not really. Your Tremor Rupture, your Tremor Charge, your Rupture, and your Tremor Charge and Rupture all at once. But yeah, it's a very strange set, that's for sure. The team is gonna be something like this, probably. No, I probably should do this, yeah. That's better. Focus on the Rupture stuff. I brought Slosh Mail along, because why not? But of course, we can't bring more than 6 people, so she's getting benched as well. Rose Banner guy is simple enough. Yeah, funny to think about how long it's been already, though, since Canto 4. Because, God, an entire year. It's wacky to think about, but it makes sense that time sure does pass. I was considering, like, it probably would have been funnier to do this, like, bit if I was doing a hard dungeon, because unfortunate thing is I can't fight Dongrang in normal, but at the same time I don't really have time to do a hard today, I don't think, so oh well, that's how it goes. Spread out gaming. Cool. You've got your funny talisman shenaniganery, so that's funny. Actually managed to get 5 talismans onto your target, so that's cool. I wasn't even intending to, but I guess it makes sense. Skill 2 into skill 3, that's usually how it works, right? So that's nice. But yeah, also the Rupture gifts you can start out with are very nice because you don't even need to be running Rupture to benefit from Fluorescent Lamp. Just a little bit of Rupture, and you can just get a bunch of damage and haste for basically free. We'll upgrade that when we get to the rest stop, I think. Always fun to get. Yeah. We're clashing a little bit with Suncliff. Not exactly the best play, but at the same time, like, we're in a team of 6, he's kind of going to be suffering no matter what we do, so if he's not going to do too well today, that's fine. We already basically soloed Mirror Dungeon 4 hard with him. We only lost because I chose, like, the worst possible floor to go into, one where he physically could not beat the final boss, but, that's skill show on my part, not his, right? That's how it goes. Yeah. Nothing new got announced for next week, which makes sense. Next week is probably just going to be, like, bug fixes and stuff. That's usually how it goes, right? Simple enough. But yeah. I'm excited to see what we're going to be getting. Not this week, but, like, the week after, right? Because we're probably getting Season 0 or something. Or we'll get, like, a curveball, right? I don't know. I think the chance of us getting T-Corp Season 0 stuff is pretty high. We'll have to see, I guess, because, their gimmick was really interesting, their borrowed time thing. I think it could definitely make for a really cool identity. Unfortunately, I think Tremor Chain is kind of going to be, like, doomed to die if we do get it ourselves. Because, like, it's fighting with so many Tremor, like, Amplitude Conversion already, and, like, it's some offense level down, but not enough to be warranted really that much. And also, weakening offensive on a conversion would be really bad right now because of the fact that entanglement exists. Entanglement means, like, that most good Tremor counts are only going to be run for one turn. So even if it's like an entanglement for Tremor chain, like that's if it's an entanglement for Tremor chain, then that would be really bad. Because I believe Tremor chain is, what is it, like offense level down for every 10 Tremor to a max of 3 or something. It's something pretty weak like that. If we got it, I'd hope they'd buff the numbers or something, make it a little bit better, but it could be a nice utility thing to have. Tremor IDs definitely could benefit a lot from kind of from more clash powery type things. These new units are better at clashing, but a lot of like the good Tremor guys still aren't like the most insane when it comes to clashing. Still better than like Rupture, of course. We're a lot better now with the new units as well, so it's not that big of a deal. But you know, reducing enemy offense level could be nice as a thing to have. That's for sure. We get our event here. Oh, Time Duck. Sure, your EU gift isn't good, so that's fine. But your actual ego is. We don't have Faust in this team, so we can't make use of it, or nor do I really want to make use of it. We've done enough with Tremor yesterday, so don't want to keep on piling on the Tremor runs, although it's probably going to happen as a warning. Probably going to happen, but that's fine. Shouldn't be that big of an issue, I don't think. Rupturing Talisman immediately, not exactly a smart move, but it's damage, I guess, right? We're not worrying too much about stacking Talisman and stuff on people. I'm really kind of autopiloting now, always a bad thing when you've got Suncliff, because he's at max sanity. We don't really have a good way of getting his sanity down. As we could have him try losing this clash. He is weak to Slash and Gluttony though, so even though it's a weak attack, I'd rather him not get hit by it randomly. Especially when I don't think his passive is active. But I don't think he's got the sinking. We've got enough Envy trigger passive. Okay, well, you did spread out though, so that's nice. Now you've got some sinking, you can trigger passive and need be, go for some counters or something maybe. We'll have to see if his speed is decent enough a lot of the times, right? Otherwise he's not going to be able to clash in a lot of these normal counters, not able to counter, I should say, in a lot of these normal encounters. Which wouldn't be like the biggest deal, I guess. Yeah, 6 sanity loss on Suncliff, that's something. God. We will try seeing if we can get use out of Yisong Sun Shower though, because that's another big thing for like this season's bit, right? It was, you know, it was kind of the first VoV, you know, in a sense. It wasn't VoV when it released, but it was the earliest VoV ego to exist. Even if it wasn't VoV when it got released. If what I'm saying makes sense, then yeah. But it got buffed to VoV later. It technically is the second VoV because of the fact that it was turned into a VoV like 2-3 weeks after Blind Obsession. So it was like late December, I think. Around that time, because we were given like a warning a couple weeks in advance so people could upgrade stuff if need be, all that sort of thing. Oh yeah, sure, counter that guy. Mentor's Council, this is like 1 more damage to low people. No, this is your passive. I see, that's Sankota's passive. Fastest ally speed is higher than the speed of all enemies. Fast ally gains clash power. You don't really need... Okay, I don't care. Well, you won't bother with it right now. It doesn't help us nearly enough to warrant it. It's a cool support passive for, like, the evasion, like, synergy, right? But when it's a Pride Resonance for evasion benefits, it's not going to happen too frequently unless they're going, like, super heavy into, like, Pride, like, defense gimmick. Like, if you're going for, you know, like, a Pride-only run, right? Shenanigans like that. Cool. Do a little bit of damage there. You can't quite mass stack there, so yeah, just go for those. Hopeless. This guy might get staggered by the... Oh no, you're not. You might get staggered by the Decay Blade. Could you? That's a fairly weak attack, but at the same time, you're a fairly weak enemy, so... Oh, the counter's going first, though. I didn't check the speed value. Cool. That's a stagger, then. And Honglu can do some damage and kill. Yeah, nice. Probably was underestimating Honglu. He probably would have been able to stagger, even if he did go first. No way to know, though, since, they're mostly all dead. Just you left. We can mass attack you. I guess we will. Quote-unquote mass attack, of course, because we're mass attacking a single person. As far as I'm concerned, it's close enough. Even if it's a single target, it's still a mass attack, because it still, you know, functions. It's just attacking multiple of this target person's slots, right? Simple as that. This one isn't a mass attack, though. It didn't have that much self-tremor. Does some of the Vendio gifts help self-tremor stuff? I don't know. I do know, I have learned, you know, some more stuff about, like, the Vendio gifts, right? The shenanigans at hand there. Sure, I'll take that. Alright. Cool. Can we get the next one here? I don't know if we get the next Canto 4 floor on this floor, even. I just take factor for stand duty battery. Yeah, that should be fine. How was I saying, though? I don't know. Oh, yes, the fusion gifts. Because, so the new, event EU gifts, there's 4 fusion gifts. Because there's 2 different pocket watches, 2 different hands. I'll take that. And you can fuse them in any combination, so there's 4 different things. I haven't seen their effects yet. Maybe we'll be able to get one of them now. Chances are at least one of them synergizes well with self-tremor, though, I'd assume. And so that could be nice for you, maybe? We'll have to see. Coin, earn... Prejudice, sure. We'll just take that stuff. That'll be good enough. We can get quite a few events this floor. Of course, the boss could beat either of the 2, since their weaknesses are listed as the same here. They don't have the same weaknesses, but, like, they've got... I mean, they kind of do, but... There's definitely a better way they could have displayed the resistances to make it obvious which one is which. It's kind of like how Khmer Dungeon 3, like... The final floor, there were 3 different Pierce Gloom enemies, and, like, there were so many better ways to go about it, because it's not like that was their only weakness for any of them. It kind of felt like a move out of, like, spite, like, haha, you'll never know which one you're getting. And, like, all 3 of the Pierce Gloom fights were fairly easy anyways. So it wasn't ever that big of a deal. Oh, right, I forgot to change order stuff up. So Rodion got the self-syncing, didn't she? That's fine, we'll change it. Shame we couldn't get made to order there, but at the same time, made to order is a very minor benefit, because that's only 3 self-tremor. I say that as if Haunted Shoes do really that much for us, when they don't much at all. Let's see. Nice. Yeah. You got Haunted Shoes. I'll need to remember to reorder my Sinners, because I forgot for a second. I was going to change it around, make Suncliff second, so he gets that little bit of syncing on self. It's just nice to maintain his syncing, especially since we're playing him super clashy, like, being able to build up syncing fast and just take a bunch of hits, lose Sandy pretty quickly, works out fairly well. Haunted Shoes is the kind of thing that probably would be fairly detrimental in a Suncliff solo, because you don't really want too much self-syncing on him, otherwise he's going to corrode, and if he corrodes, he won't be able to trigger his passive unless he still has some syncing left over, and it's just a big mess, right? That's my reasoning, at least. Oh, you, it's funny to see you here. We will give you pets. With Honglu's weapon, I guess. Sun Shower, though, that'll be good, because we're probably going to be using your Sun Shower a fair bit. We've got this Sun Shower, we've got this Sun Shower, we've got the Sun Shower EU gift. How many more Sun Showers is there? Wow. You know, you get the bit, I'm sure. What was the team like? There we go. Also thinking it through, if we were to, like... We could theoretically get the Rupture Fusion gift working on this team, huh? If we just did something like... this... we could get Rupture Fusion gift going. Which I kind of like the idea of, because it's not a very good Rupture team, but, like, you've got Rupture, you have it, you have it, you have it, you have it. So it could work out. we're using you a lot anyways because you're Tremor. I'm sure we're probably gonna use you again like tomorrow because tomorrow's gonna be another Tremor run if all goes according to plan. Probably, we'll see. And we used you yesterday, so I'm fine kicking you out of, you know, the Canto 4 gang, at least for now. Yeah, you get some benefits. Pretty good stuff. I also remembered, you can't even use this Suncliff solos. I don't know why I was talking about it, but even if you theoretically could, I don't think it would be a good choice. I always forget so many ego gifts are only in certain slots and how awful that is for solos. I really wish they'd just make it so anything that, if you don't have a slot filled up, and it, like, affects that slot, it just goes to the closest one, right? Like, if there's something that only affects someone in slot number 3, and if you only have 2 people, just give it to the person in the second slot, right? Then it serves the same purpose of only going to, like, the person who's getting the speed dice last, right? It can give benefits to people who are going, like, slower, right? I don't know. Same time, also could be really busted, I'm sure. But I think that's fine. It's funny too, because it means that the damage type memories are so awful because in solos because they do literally nothing. Which means if you want to go for like blunt focus or pierce focus to start out with, blunt focus being really good for him, of course, because of the fact that there's the one that synergizes directly with him. Although one of them physically can't affect him as well, so it's a trade-off, right? But if you could benefit from that tier 4 as well, then that would be very nice, just giving his skill to even more stupid amounts of damage. But he can't, unfortunately. Which is mostly fine, I guess. The memories and the fragments in general, like, they're cool ideas, but they're also just really lame a lot of the times. I wish the slash memory wasn't built exclusively for she IDs, and that because that's like the only time it's ever going to be usable. Being under half HP reliably is very hard in Mirror Dungeon unless you actively forsake every single healing ego gift. Which, as you can probably imagine, kind of a dumb idea. I don't know why you would, right? Oh, we can proliferating talismans too. Might actually be able to get our talismans going. Could be funny. Yeah, nice. So we can skill 3 next turn and we'll actually really get all the talismans onto the boss. That's cool. I'll commemorate a coin for your skill 1, sure. It's something. Current coin hits a fair bit of things on this team because it hits Honglu's skill 1, it hits Gregor's skill 2, it hits Sloshmill's skill 1 and 3, I believe. So, like, that's a fair bit. I've said this before, but, like, I'm not as big of a Sloshmill hater as most people are. I think it's very bad, but I like the idea, even though it's a very bad idea, but I like it, that you just really want her to fail. If there was a Clash to Lose unit that was a little more interesting in what you gain from Clash losing, then I think I'd like the idea. Or if it's just skill 1s, right? Like, Zwei Gregor's a great example of a very cool Clash lose. Because you purposely lose with his skill 1 and you gain a stupid amount of shield, especially if he's got good defense level at the time, right? And that's awesome. You really need to not fail this. You physically can't, hopefully. If that's if that's being truthful. So that's good. Should we do that? I want you to keep on clashing. Yeah. You're gonna go twice because of commemorative coin. You're gonna ruin a lot of commemorative coin stuff, I'm sure. That's fine. As much as I'd love to, like, double Sun Shower and spam that kind of thing with Yi-Sung, especially since he doesn't have any Rupture, so if we're going for Rupture, he's not really gonna help on that front much at all. But here we go. I'm kind of surprised we managed to get the talismans going here. We're not really in a great place to maintain it. Actually, that's Grease Change. That's more Tremor, or that's more Rupture count, so that's not bad, actually. Warning this thing. Yeah, a little bit of Rupture. Just a little. We do need to get Thunder Branch. We could have gotten it floor 1. I went for the Talisman Bundle instead, because it's needed for the Fusion Gift. And I also wasn't particularly going for the Fusion Gift at that time, so I didn't know that would be my MO, as they say. Do you have enough? You don't. Yeah, that's fine. Checks out, thinking it through, but it's fine. See if we can damage these guys a little bit. That sort of thing, right? They're going for the tanks, since they're the ones that have aggro, so I'm not that concerned. They're proliferating talismans just to do more damage and stuff, right? Ran out of Rupture, that makes sense. Sinclair's really bad for maintaining Rupture count, and he doesn't even work with Thunder Branch most of the time because, or some of the times. He works with it usually because his attacks usually inflict Rupture as well, but Talismans just doesn't count as unique Rupture for some reason. Dimensional Shredder does not Dimensional Rift doesn't count as unique Rupture for some reason. It's weird stuff, that's for sure. Yeah, do some damage to this guy, cool. Oh, he's just dead. Alright. And these two should also just die here. Should work out pretty well. And things are looking swimmingly. We'll be able to get the fusion gift now. Make some use out of that, I guess. Maybe. We'll have to see. Our Rupture isn't great. We do have Dimensional Shredder Hong Lu, though, for potential more count. One epic OBS issue later. We're back. Standard duty battery, of course, for the sake of the fusion gift. Also just because it's good. Give me something Rupture. Oh, Death Seeker. Next skills, inflict Rupture gains benefits. That's cool. But, I'm trying to use Yusong here, so this only hits Suncliff. Can we upgrade it? We might be able to upgrade it. Yogi of Thunder Branch. I really shouldn't have gambled. I don't know why I gambled that way. What benefits us here? I don't know. I should have just taken the Thunder Branch, but I was, you know, feeling like gambling for some reason. Like, what if we got Thrill, though? Like, think about it like that. What if we got Thrill? It would have been overkill. Do we just take a Broken Revolver? I think so. Papa Bongi is fairly simple. I'll go for Pride Floor instead, actually. That looks like more fun. Papa Bongi's fine. I don't consider it a very enjoyable boss. It's just not one I enjoy fighting as much as a lot of other random things. Well, we got our fusion stuff. Click Rupture just because I like to. There we go. We can get Enrapturing Trance. Cool stuff. Tend to try fusing for potentially Thunder Branch. If you use a tier 3 and we actually roll Rupture, it should be guaranteed to be Thunder Branch, right? Kind of like that. I don't really need Haunted Shoes, I don't think. I'll gamble. Thunder Branch, cool. And now this means we can reorder our team a little bit, since Suncliff doesn't need to be in second slot anymore. Nothing really worth... Oh, we can enhance Thunder Branch, that's right. Not a bad idea, actually, because we can ADD shenanigans. Potentially. Do we have a lot of Gloom on this team? I should probably check. Might have been a bad move. Pure Seal Gift is not bad. Clash Power. We don't have anyone with ammo, though, so it's not the biggest deal. So we'll take this. Potentially get some poise going for someone with Gloom. You guys. Okay. Bit of a weird plan, but this should work out. You being second is very funny, but you've got ADD. You're really nice for Rupture, especially if we're going to try going Rupture Gloom shenanigans, which I do kind of want to do. We don't have the best Rupture Gloom stuff. If you want Rupture Gloom stuff, you kind of want to run a decent bit of, like, Warp, since they're kind of the main people with Rupture Gloom synergy. Mermaids are interesting here. Could work out. Yeah, Spread Out, quote-unquote, loses the Clash, but it's fine, really. Cool. And now, thanks to Enrapturing Trance, we can maintain Rupture a lot better than you could have beforehand. If we can get lucky enough, and maybe if I want to be really funny, we might reset until we get a good turn with Talisman Sinclair later on. God, it's a lot of SP damage. That's fine, we should be able to get some kills. What level are these guys? Oh, they're lower level than us, that's annoying. We don't have Fluid Sac or something like that. I might have something for SP healing, do we? I hadn't fully checked. Do I have Yasenyata? I probably have Yasenyata on Heathcliff, because I feel like I usually have that over Telepole, because I find it a bit better most of the time. Even Telepole can roll really funny. It's not that worthwhile usually, but I don't know. Yeah, lose a little more sanity. Not nearly as many because most of their allies died, though. Sure, get the gluttony resonance, get your funny talismans with your attacks. Nice. Yeah, with non-rupture attacks, potency goes down by 5 per hit effectively because you inflict 5 as a baseline guarantee with Enrapturing Trance, and then it goes down by 10 to maintain count. That's cool. Thorny Path! Yeah. I mean, it works with Yusong, right? And Suncliff a little bit. Suncliff's skill 1 and 2. We've got a fair bit of pride. Late Bloomer Set 2 works. For more offense level and stuff, yeah. And we've got a fair bit of single coin stuff, like your skill, like I mentioned before, like all of you guys have at least one single coin attack. It's not bad. It also works for egos, so if we do want to pull out like a Sun Shower or something, I should have just Sun Showered the mermaids, honestly. Probably would have been the best move. Would have been the funniest. Your Sandy's not good, jeez. That's fine. You'll get it back up in time, probably. Probably. We'll have to see, I guess, right? Who knows? So, next floor, we're obviously going to time-killing time floor. I've got a vague guess as to how we get what we're looking for. Because something I did notice is that I think the EU gifts are like Sin Affinity coded, right? The 4 fusion gifts. So I'm pretty sure if we want to go for, say, the Sloth one, whichever one that is, we probably need to go for the Sloth check on both the 2 events that, like, give you the ingredients, right? That's my guess. There's something about skill 3 power as well. I don't know, I've heard snippets, but I haven't actually seen any of them in action yet, so I'm not fully sure. Oh, that's all Fairy Gentleman, isn't it? So that is, you know, a fitting Abno for this run. That is a Canto 4 Abno, after all. And we do have Sloshmill on the team, so it is pretty funny. So keep on killing these guys. Get your sanity up. Nice, cool. Now you're into the positives at least, so that's an improvement, that's for sure. Yeah, we should have most people decent enough sanity next turn. Could also potentially get the talismans on Fairy Gentleman if we get a little lucky with our starting hand and stuff. We haven't changed his skill set at all, so that's not great. Because the optimal thing is probably to have his deck consist of 3 skill 2s, 3 skill 3s, to have the chance of him having one of each pretty good, but that would require 3 rest stops dedicated to him. But the more you can just kind of spread out his skills, the better. The skill 2s are probably more important because you need to get a skill 2. You have a 50. You need to get a skill 2 out of 2 options at the start, and then you need to get a skill 3 out of 3 options next turn effectively. Which, I don't know if I explained that well, but the math works out in my head, so it's probably close enough to whatever I'm actually trying to say. Right? Either way, Fairy Gentleman time. Either way, lucky or we don't. I'm not going to bother resetting for Fairy Gentleman for talismans. It's also probably not worth resetting for Time Ripper, is it? Because he's just going to erase everything anyways. Okay, well, you get at least a proliferating talisman. You don't get a skill 3 next turn, though, so that's fine. It's something. We'll also do a little bit of egoing, I think. ADD, Dimension Shredder. That'll go twice, cool. Should work well into having a good next turn, probably. And we're going all into left arm, yeah. I could corrode AEDD if I wanted to hit both parts, but it's still the same amount of the status effect, so it's not the biggest deal. Especially since we're probably going to want to just focus down one of them anyways. Yeah, Dimension Shredder for, you know, a good bit of Rupture count next turn. I still don't know why they... I get Dimension Rift is cool and all, but, like, it could genuinely just be Rupture count next turn. It'd be the exact same. It should have some other effect, surely. to make it different from it just being next turn rupture count, but with a funny icon. It's one of those things that really confuses me still. It's just a very odd choice to give it a unique status effect that isn't unique in the slightest, and doesn't even count as rupture with unique rupture still. Despite it being on Warp Yi songs like skill 3 even, right? It's not exclusive to egos like something like Shock Discharge, right? This also corrodes, so that's pretty cool. This also means if we can get a Puddle Stomp next turn, I didn't see if we did have Puddle Stomp next turn, but Puddle Stomp's going to be really good with AADD for just building up stupid amounts of Rupture. And Puddle Stomp is the one that has Rupture on it anyways, isn't it? Not like a lot, but it does have Rupture, so like it's pretty good here. We don't have a Puddle Stomp. We get one next turn. But yeah, it has some Rupture, but only a Tails hit, and your Sandy... Actually, your Sandy's not super high. Looking at it again. Maybe not a bad idea. You can neutral that. That's good enough for me. You're gonna just... You can't get your Talismans off. You could in, like, maybe 2 turns time, which... The fight probably isn't gonna last that long anyways, so I'm not gonna bother. Grind him, do you have charge? Oh yeah, you do, because of ADD. That makes sense. Sure, counter that guy. Lose some more sanity. Tremor Burst. Oh, we need Tremor on this. Oh no. Do you have anything that inflicts Tremor here? We've got Cavernous Wailing. Actually, this seems kind of stupid, but we need to Cavernous Wailing if we want to get the Rupture Infliction from Let's Grind 'em and from Corrosive Splash, right? So we need to inflict some Tremor count. It probably won't have Tremor count in that time, but yeah, that's fine. And if we do this, we can also clash with you, so that's good. Because we don't really need to clash with you, actually, because we want to counter with you, and we want to... Alright, that works. This is a super overkill, but, like, this does inflict Tremor, which is kind of what we want right now in order to get Gregor to be really funny with his skill. Because ideally we get Nixie Diversion or something like that. Oh, you're doubling up. I forgot about that part, and your Sandy was super low because of using Dimension Shredder previous turn. I probably wouldn't have gone for this move had I remembered that part. You staggered Sinclair, though, who we can live without. Oh. That's a little unfortunate. That also did inflict a bunch of Rupture on you thanks to Enrapturing Trance, so that was funny to see at least. Well, if nothing else, we still get the funny Let's Grind him going off here, which is going to be stupidly good for the Rupture, isn't it? Yeah, nice. Look at that. And Corrosive Splash, you're out of Tremor at this point, so that doesn't matter, but that's fine. And you don't even get to counter that attack. You have the protection, though, thanks to that, so that's cool. Yeah, you've corroded. Oh, you're being funny, though. Oh. I mean, I'll take it. You're just going to solely go for the enemy. And you're going to kill Fairy Wine so you won't get the chance to trigger Commemorative Coin. In case you're wondering why I don't just have Gregor trigger Commemorative Coin, it's because then Hongalu's attack going for that might hit one of us, right? Yeah, this should work. We have Puddle Stomp this turn, but we'll have to see if it actually does much for us, right? We get our funny Cavernous Wailing, though, which takes down Fairy Wine, doesn't trigger Commemorative Coin, all that sort of thing, right? And you'll be at 0 sanity at the start of the next fight, which will be a good enough starting place, right? Tremor Reverb does not help us whatsoever here, but it's still funny. Oh, we get the Sinking Deluge, excellent. You died to Rupture, though, so that's good. Cool, bit of a messy fight, but that's fine. It happens. We get the Revolver. Actually, let's take Midwinter. It's more fun. It gives the enemies a bunch of coin power, but the sinking thing benefits us a lot more. Give me a Rupture Ego Gift, though. No dice. That's fine. We don't really need much at this point. Time killing time, of course. No doubts there. See if we can get enough of the event encounters. It might have to be a little lucky. We have to choose the right option here. If it's potentially that we just don't have a right option in either one. Let's get another Puddle Stomp. Seems like a funny idea. I'm just grabbing random stuff here, because, I mean, might as well. I kind of want something for a little bit of tremor, probably. Like a Nixie Divergence. Eh. We'll just wait, I think. Probably the best move. We should have healed, maybe. Taking a fair bit of damage anyway. I'm gonna go for this one. This is the right one, isn't it? Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is one of the ones. You see Gluttony, Pride, Gloom, Sloth. Those are the 4 sin affinities of the watches, maybe. I feel like there's an envy watch. I don't know. I'm gonna take the Gloom option, though, because if we can get a Gloom-focused watch, that could be funny. I still have no idea what they do, so... I'm kind of going off on a... Really? Really, Rodion. I shouldn't have sent you in. That was a skill issue on my part. You were the wrong choice, I think. Methinks. Well, that's fine. We might be able to get lucky. We'll see. Oh, I see. Hadn't done any risky encounters yet, but yeah, it is exactly what I thought it's going to be. It's going to be the Eurodivier detective. And it's a 2-wave, so that's interesting. Resisting slash, how rude. How uncouth. Weak to blunt though, so that's nice. The double corrosive splash, excellent. It's doing its best, right? Slosh Mill does her best. Really all there is to say about her. Because everything else to say is not good. We can go for exclusively skill 1s this turn though, so that's at least something. Alright. Bunch of random damage. And do you get the... Oh, no, there's still another guy. Okay. Well, that's fine. Sure, roll with that. They should all die. You got your tremor distribution going on. Doesn't matter since you're dead. You're panicking, you buffoon. Do you guys not realize that panicking is like bad for your health or something? Don't know why they're panicking. Full wave 2 time though, yeah, there's the guy. Have you no same? I see, you have no shame. What is this guy's issue? Well, we can get at least 1 moment's full breeze, so that'll be funny. Puddle stomped, I guess we just counter here. Probably the best move. We can actually get the talismans onto you, huh? That's a little silly. I would AEDD, but I don't think we'll need to. Don't think we're gonna get enough. If it's not a focus encounter, AEDD's not gonna help. Okay. We don't get the... It's the first coin that inflicts the talismans, in case you don't know, so... That was really sad to see. He actually had enough talismans for once, and he just threw it. How disappointing. Could have been really funny, but no. Suffer. You must suffer more. Okay, we get our mass deck though, so that's funny at least. Small price to pay, I guess. That guy's also just dead. Cool. More option to use, nice, I guess. Okay, luckily, because we didn't get the Gluttony Resonance, you didn't gain any talismans there, so you could try again, but you don't have any more skill 3s. Partially why it would have been nice to have another skill 3 in his deck or something, right? Broken Unity. Is it the same panic type as the others? Similar enough, I think. Yeah, it is the same one. It's the Eurodivia icon one, though, which is funny. You're just dead cool. You don't really have enough syncing for this to do too much, but I guess you'll have a little bit thanks to Midwinter Nightmare. That's at least something. And that guy dies, cool. Well, let's see if we get lucky. We gotta go for Ego Gifts or something and see if we can get one of the floor-specific Ego Gifts from one of these. Although, because we didn't get anything from the event, so, like, logically we might be able to? I don't know. If we're unlucky, like, the people walking one might have just been the other one we passed, so we were doomed anyways. We'll just see if this is Eurodivier or not. It is Eurodivier, okay. Which means that we were basically doomed from the start, even if we managed to pass that check with Rodion. The other event we needed was... Okay, we didn't even get that. I should have just sent Rodion that time. Was here. Yeah, this is the one that would have given us the the clock hands. Well, that's fine. It happens. If I'm going to be doing this, like, we've got, like, 4 weeks to get the fusion gifts, right? Because the event's going to be going on for 4 weeks. Assumably, this floor is going to still be in rotation after that. Maybe it'll be out for a little bit, but then put back in. We'll have to see, I guess, exactly how they go about doing it. Okay, these guys are a little scary. Yeah, not exactly looking good on a lot of these clashes, are we? Yeah, uh-huh. You can clash the one that's easy to win clashes against, that's something. Well, we've got some favorites, at least. You know, and a neutral from you, and I'm fine if you die, so that works out. Yeah, we'll have to roll with it. Just hope it worked fine enough. Okay. We're doing fine enough here, it seems. Yeah, this attack is very scary. We're kind of lucky they've gotten basically only tails on most of these clashes, otherwise they... If they got just a random lucky all heads, then they would be able to beat us basically guaranteed. Nice stagger. Yeah, like, look at that. 2 heads and you clashed evenly. We're so lucky these guys have gotten so many tails. It's the only reason we've been able to win so many clashes. Okay, and we can just damage them a bunch here. They've got golden time, yeah. These ones do too, yeah. So hopefully we just straight up kill them. I don't really have the highest hopes in that happening, but we'll see. We're probably going to get them within... At least one of them's going to get in golden time range, I'm almost certain. Probably the one Heathcliff's going for, since he's going to get mostly heads, right? Not going to do that much damage. That one actually might be below 10%, which means they don't get golden time? Maybe? Kind of hard to say. Yeah, you didn't. Okay, cool. You're just too low of HP even to get that going. Sure, send it. You die instantly at basically anything, so that'll work. Okay. Random EU gift, tier 2. Homeward, sure. We'll take a normal fight now. Might as well. We got a little bit of everything here, you know. We had 3 events, but we also had, you know, we had 1 elite, 1 normal, 1 focused. It's just being, you know, a jack of all trades, as they say. Sure, that's where the talisman passive going. We could have just gotten to 5 talismans naturally if we used the skill 2 this turn instead of getting the resonance, but like, he loses the clash anyway, so it didn't even matter. Okay, there's an interesting clash going on there, but it seems like we've won. Okay, there was a 13 clash with your skill 1 for some reason. I don't know if that was lucky on our parts or lucky on theirs. The clash went on for so long. Probably a bit of both, reasonably. Probably mostly lucky on their part, because they're neutral, Sandy. What was it? Was it because they were getting 1 heads and 1 tails, though? Did they keep on getting 1 heads, 1 tails, and that was the tying number? That's my best guess. Hey, this guy's secret weapon is, being used to stab Yisung a bunch of times. Kinda not nice. That's fine. They're mostly all dead now. Only 1 left? Yeah. And it's the one who's just stabbing Yisung a bunch, so, sure, Sinclair. Kill this guy. Thank you, Sinclair. Doing a great job, as always. Now we get to move on to the shop, though. I'm gonna spam refreshes and do basically nothing else, probably, to see if we do get lucky. I would really like the fusion gifts, but... I have a feeling they're just not going to show up. Because they're probably only from the events, because of how the floor generation works. And how it, like, basically kind of, like, saves them. They don't show up in shops because the game is like, oh yeah, no, they're on this floor already. So let's get you another skill too. Why not? That's fine. It's your turn, though. And we should be able to kill you fairly simply. But you should be able to stack Rupture without too much of a hassle. Mainly just need to be careful about Honglu's sanity, probably. Don't Dimension Shredder too much. He's slowest here, so he'll probably only be able to get one off. That's good for me. That's good news for me, I think. Let's grind him. Isn't really worth it now. I'd like to use it, but we can just Spark Discharge this guy, right? Something like that should be able to break the evade, so that's good. Other evade's going for you. You cannot beat that evade. Hate to break it to you. Like, do something like this, probably. Life-Ring Talismans. You can put Life-Ring Talismans on them, actually. We need to get a little lucky, though. And we also need to... Yeah, I don't like my odds that much, do I? Try something like that. Sure. Because this way, you'll be able to one-side this first, get to 5 talismans, and then next turn you'll be able to do the funny? Assuming we get a little bit lucky here or there, right? You can probably Blood Thief sent the other evade. Yeah, that'll work. You can just Puddle Stomp this guy one-sidedly. It should be nice because ADD should go first, right? Your evade is a very high rolling, but it's not the biggest deal, I don't think. We'll be fine. Yeah, ADD triggers. We'll be able to stack a bunch of Rupture with... Yeah, with Puddle Stomp of all things, because Puddle Stomp really works well with ADD, being a little bit of Rupture on itself, but just being 4 coins in general. It works, the first 2 coins I believe it is works. Okay, yeah, you're ADDing this thing. That's good. As long as it wasn't hitting the one that Sinclair is targeting, we'd be fine. Ideally, it would have just gone for Time Ripper again. But it's not the biggest deal that it didn't, right? This stacks a bunch of Rupture. Nice. You're losing your Clash. Well, I mean, you losing your Clash gives you, makes you inflict some Tremor and Rupture. So it was planned, I think, clearly. You get a 6 talismans, actually. How did that guy get Rupture already? Something triggered to give him Rupture, and I don't know exactly what. Well, that's fine. And there goes the Talisman Dream. Unless Gregor's thing hit that guy after all, and I just didn't notice, which it might have. No, Gregor hit the top guy, I thought. Yeah, he did. I'm not sure where you got that little bit of Rupture to start out from, because this is turn end, yeah. Yeah, no idea where the Rupture is from. Well, that's fine. Are you afraid? Not really. Just being completely honest with you. You're not that scary. Shh, got him. And we should just be able to do a bunch to you this turn, I think. Shouldn't need to be that concerned. Bunch of Rupture and the like. I'll flash you a little bit just for the fun of it. Just because those guys don't go away until, like, the end, right? I also like how they're never, like, explained, and, like, they're never important beyond just kind of wasting your time a little bit before he gets into phase 2. Which is funny. Don't get me wrong. Okay, there's phase 2. Cool. Now we can get the funny going. Yeah, so here's the plan. ADD, we're gonna double up with that, I guess. Not a great thing to double up with, but it'll be fine. Go in on this one, maybe. We're gonna Sunshower with you. This is gonna go twice. It's gonna do a lot of damage, assumably, so that'll be nice. Because this entire thing is weak to Pierce and Sloth, right? So it'll be pretty good, I think. Those are Talismans looking not great, yeah. I'm not shocked. You just clash this guy, I guess. You do that, you do that. Should work pretty well, I think. We're not sunshowering the one we're trying to target. And I think that's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. We get all of our funny attack power up on everyone thanks to the Sun Shower, triggering with Sun Shower. Using Sun Shower Yi-Song triggers the Sun Shower EU gift, which is giving a buff to Sun Shower Heathcliff. You know? Very, very logical thing to say. It's so funny looking with the umbrellas being full of color and everyone else just not being. Okay, you killed there so you didn't get a double up. That's for the best, I think, right? Yeah, right. Try enduring this, it'll fry you just enough to kill. That's the hope. I mean, you're applying shock therapy to, like, a bunch of brains, right? That's fitting enough. 12 to be specific. Nice. We can rupture you a decent bit with Puddle Stomp. That's cool, even more with the It's Heavy. It's even ruptured a fair bit. We could just try sending the rupture fully. That one, yeah. Yeah, it's the 163 brain, which is... Which one now? This one, okay. That might work. We could also Dimension Shredder to just reduce the tremor count by 5 for a little bit. No, it's not worth it. Not at all. You don't really have anything for Gloom, though. Let's see. So how much does it have? It's got 9 Spark Discharge. It's a decent bit. We'll definitely want to refresh it, of course. You've got some sinking, or some rupture count now thanks to the Dimension Shredder, so that's at least decent. You're very fast this turn, actually. We probably should just be clashing, huh? To the best of our ability, at least. Probably isn't that great. That's okay. You're being hit by this. Are you afraid? Not really. This is Suncliff we're talking about. Not that big of a deal. Neutral, take it. Struggling, I'll take it. It's Slosh Mail. You're also gonna be perfectly fine. You too, I don't really want to lose clashes and stuff, so I won't have you guys lose clashes. Instead, I will Blubber Bubble up, I think, for the fun of it. Shh. Because I love that Blubber Bubble. I still like how the effect appeared for Yi-Slang and then disappeared when you went for the clash, because it technically hasn't begun yet. Oh, we did break that brain, though, so that's nice to see. There's one of them that's been weakened already. I really should have just manipulated the Dimension Shredder and had Honglu go for it anyways, just so we got a bunch of rupture count stacking anyways, but it's fine. If Cavernous Willing's reuse hit the rupture part with the Spark Discharge, it would work out. It didn't, unfortunately, but that's alright. Yeah, you lose your clash. Lose your clash ready, yeah, you're fine. It's K-Corp Honglu. He may be weak to Slash, he may be weak to, you know, all these attacks they're going for. He really doesn't care. And then Slosh Mail, similar type of thing. She doesn't really care. I mean, she's more likely to die, but I guess for Slosh Mail cases, it's more so that we don't really care, right? Darn. 10 Sandy didn't help you there, yeah. That's fine. Okay, it took a second to figure out what was going on, I guess. Saying there's new. Because that's fine. Let's see. When is it? This one? 279. Yeah, the one's been fully healed. Okay. That's not too bad. We can double up with this. Yeah, that'll work. This maintains it, sure. Want a little bit more ADD gaming? Yeah. Puddle Stomp's gonna be goated here. And you guys are just gonna attack. The old-fashioned way, as they say. You're probably gonna corrode. That's fine. I'm not that concerned. We probably should have had you clash just so you got some sanity back. But, like, I'm not that concerned about you corroding. You're getting a bunch of funny rupture going. Okay, you did corrode, but you still went for the targets. That's nice. That's good. The corrosion, I think, is a little bit more rupture infliction. Potentially, it might be a conditional, actually. I don't remember. But yeah, we get ADD going, we get more spark discharge, that good stuff. Make sure it's nice and topped off. And Puddle Stomp probably just kills you, if I had to guess. Because you're going to be taking so much damage from all the rupture that's triggering, and it's going to keep on stacking the rupture. And you're kind of low HP already, right? Yeah, 600 HP. Puddle Stomp might not kill you directly, but... yeah, unfortunately, we don't actually get the rupture from Puddle Stomp because you need to hit tails. Okay, you're not quite dead here. Why did you run out of rupture, huh? Why did... Hmm? How did you run out of rupture? What? Because I know that the count ran out, but you should have been fine thanks to Enrapturing Trance unless it's busted. Your potency was definitely high enough to be fine. I don't know. It's probably not worth, you know, worrying about too much. Let's just kill this guy. You've got high speed or whatever. That's fine. You're gonna attack us a bit. We might die or lose someone or something like that because we're just going all out on you. But I kind of just want you dead, right? And you should just die. Yeah, cool. You can get your attacks off anyways. So that's good. No idea why Enrapturing Trance didn't proc there. But I'm sure it wasn't that big of a deal. There we go. We did it with... This started out as trying to be like, oh yeah, you know, Canto 4, wow, that sort of stuff. And ended up into being a weird Rupture Gloom run that didn't really synergize with the Rupture Gloom that much. That's how it goes, though. How many pocket watches did we get? Only 100, huh? Oh, we didn't have the event stuff, I guess, yeah. Do we not have... I guess we didn't even have the Ego equipped. No, we should have had at least Ryoshu's ID and the Ego equipped. You know, I haven't... I gotta go and throw Everlasting onto every team. I'll remember to do that on my own time, I think. It's not that big of a deal, but yeah. I was a little foolish there not having at least that in the Ryoshu, right? The Honglu, like, I was running K-Corp Honglu, so we couldn't have that ID, but... I completely forgot about the multiplier when I was making my team. It just slipped my mind entirely. The Everlasting Ego, I think, is only equipped on my actual Tremor team preset right now. Which is why it was fine, you know, the previous run and stuff. That's alright. Oh! Huh. I think this is the first time I've actually gotten a dupe of an ID, like, from a daily pull, like, within, like, an actual short time after sharding it. I've been fairly lucky in the fact that whenever I shard an identity, I usually don't get a duplicate for, like, months or something. It's the first time I've actually gotten a duplicate fairly soon after getting an ID through sharding. Sharding was still the best option, because I didn't want to wait several days to get the new ID, but... Interesting, that's for sure. But yeah, happy 1 year anniversary to Canto 4. Still zany that it's been a while. That was around the time that my channel started actually, like... picking up, because it was mainly mirrored on YouTube, but still, that's cool. But yeah, anyways, that'll be all for this time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!